Welcome, Vault Dwellers. My name is Nacho Bidness, and we are back in Fallout 76. Happy Reclamation Day, everybody. This is the day after the game is dropped, and I am going to take you on a tour of my little box, and we're going to talk about build budgets today. So before we do that, let's just kind of show you what I've built so far so we can compare that against the budget that the game allows. Now I'm set up under this cool electrical tower, and I thought this was a nice place to build a camp. I've got 6 potato plants, 6 mute fruit plants, and 6 corn. Those of you familiar with Fallout 4 are going to remember that that is what we need to build adhesive. On the other side of my little box here, you can see that I've got a generator, a purifier, and actually another generator because this purifier takes a bunch of power to run. And finally, on the outside here, we've got 4 machine gun turrets. They're elevated for a little bit better field of fire, but it is difficult to provide these things with any kind of level of cover or protection. So just got them set up there. On the inside of my box, I've got all of the crafting stations, as well as just a very few decorations like that chair, and I'm actually missing the Tinkerer's workbench because I ran out of screws. Upstairs, I've got a piano here so that I can get my well-tuned perk before I go head out adventuring, my stash box, and a bed. So just a very basic one-person dwelling. And let's look at the build budget now. You see here that I have actually already filled 3/4 or more, maybe more like, well, more than 3/4 of that build budget anyway. So that means that we just can't build very much. And in fact, I had planned to have 2 of these machine gun turrets on every side of my house here. It turns out that machine gun turrets in particular use a ton of your budget. In fact, just pay attention to that budget bar before I click A when I set this down. So here we go, set it down, and boom, huge knock to the settlement budget. And, or I should say the camp budget. We're camping, not building settlements. Gotta keep reminding myself that. I know that I've been maybe comparing a little too hard between Fallout 76 and Fallout 4, and yet I can't help myself. So the other thing that I have noticed when it comes to budgets is look what happens when I store this rather than scrap it. So I'm going to hit X, and I'm going to hit X again to store it. Did you see how the budget did not change? And in fact, I can put this back down again out of my stored menu, and the budget still won't change. So things that you store still count against your budget. If you want to make your budget actually go down, you have to hit X, and instead of hitting X again to store it, we have to actually scrap it. And there you see that the budget went back down again. So just a few things to keep in mind when it comes to your budget and building. Now there are a lot of other things like walls, for example, that don't have nearly the impact. Let's see if I can put any walls anywhere. It's probably not going to let me snap any walls down. Maybe I can put like a, so here we go. Here's an upper floor, so I'm going to put that down, and you see there that the budget barely changed. You might not even be able to see that it changed at all on your screen. So I think it all kind of confirms a few things. One, that just like in Fallout 4, the number of polygons that are associated with an object directly ties to how much of your camp budget it takes up. But I also think that there's probably some kind of unfair punishments that come along with turrets, in particular with how much it affects your budget, because it means that it's hard for a player to build like this impenetrable doom fortress if you can't put down more than about 5 or 6 turrets. So I hope you found all that information interesting and useful. If you did, be sure to hit the like button down below. And if you didn't like, please tell me why so I can try and do better for you next time. And if you want to see more, I've got more Fallout 76 content planned, so be sure and hit subscribe. Until next time, my name is Nacho Bidness, and I'm saying it's a great big wasteland out there. Let's go have fun in it.